Welcome to Season 7, the NGO Grit. This season, Just Talk Therapy podcast brings you the stories of some amazing people who dedicated their time, money, energy, etc. selflessly, just for a cause. They held humanity first and thus made a difference in the society in their own ways. Today, we have a very sweet guest with us, Mrs. Manju Latha Kalanidhi. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Hina ji. Lovely introduction.
Thank you for your time and would love to listen about you and your NGO.
Yes, my name is Manju Latha Kalanidhi, and I run a social initiative called Rice Bucket Challenge.
Okay. And if you don't mind, can you just explain us how did you come up with this social initiative?
Yes, definitely. So I was always somebody who felt, I would always lose my balance whenever I felt hungry. Hunger and anger are related. So hunger is an emotion that always moved me. So maybe that was the reason why I always had a thought about how to mitigate hunger. But this thought has been with me for a while. I couldn't do much. I remember how I had plans of, we used to live in an apartment in the late 90s, and I would actually discuss with my mom how to, make sure that we give fresh food to some local orphanages from the apartment. I had some plans, but at that point of time, I couldn't really work it out. So hunger mitigation has always been like a kind of a thought, a subliminal undermining thought in my mind. Uh, in the year 2013, 2014, social media just about started. And that was the time that we all witnessed a social initiative called the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. This is
True.
so this
Yeah,
is
it
an
was very
American,
viral during
it
that
won.
time. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it went viral, and it was a great cause. They were trying to raise donations for a particular disease, and instead of just asking people for money, they actually made celebrities put cold water on themselves, and then you must. I'm sure you all remember the video of celebrities shrieking out of pain and shock, and that went viral. And people, but unfortunately, people only focused on the fun part of the video, not really the cause. At least in
Mm-hmm.
India, people saw those videos, and they did it here, but not really for the cause, not really to contribute, but more for the likes and the shares of their videos. Now, like anybody else, I was also seeing this, and somewhere I felt like we Indians are so creative. Why are we doing this? Why are we just aping, a concept, something that we don't relate to? I mean, see, ALS, there is a disease and it needs funds. But in India, we have more basic problems. I mean, if you take hunger, it's all pervasive. So that's when I got this uh, maybe a brilliant thought, or maybe it was a divine thought. I felt like in India we don't even have water. First of all, we are putting water on our heads and wasting water, and we don't even have food. So the thought that occurred to me was, why waste water when you can donate rice?
That's a wonderful concept. And I would just like to add there is a word called hangry, which is
Right.
which includes hunger and anger. So it's
Yes. Yes.
people are feeling that, and you have actually nailed the main important, let's say, concern that is prevalent in the society.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
hunger and food and water are the basic necessity for
Yeah.
survival.
That's right. Yes. I do believe that hunger can actually, I mean, if you go back to history, you go back to psychology, hunger has been a prime reason for revolutions to happen, for governments to fall, for crimes to be committed. It's a very vulnerable situation to be in. So this was the thought I had, and the master stroke of my thought was that on that amazing day in August 2013, I actually went, bought 25 kgs of rice, and gave it to a poor person in Hyderabad in my locality. Not just giving, I took a photograph and I posted it on my Facebook page. At that point of time, I had about 300 or 400 friends on social media. It was just about catching up in India, and that too we were using laptops. It wasn't even an app in the cell phone. And I just casually put it saying, why waste water when you can donate rice? And this is my own challenge, and I'm calling it Rice Bucket Challenge. Why don't you all join? And maybe many people were also having the similar thought. It kind of resonated with them. I just put the post, went inside, got some chai, and came back and saw on my laptop that there were nearly 18 shares in the last half an hour. I was like,
Wow.
oops, what's happening? And when I realized it's not just shares and not just an engagement or a discussion, three people actually donated in that half an hour. A friend from Chennai said, hey, this is so cool, dude. Let me take part. I am going to write maybe 10 rice bags to an orphanage. And immediately I saw that he wrote a check to an orphanage, clicked a picture and sent it to me and said, and hashtagged it Rice Bucket Challenge. And then he tagged three friends, out of which again another friend said, yes, man, I am joining Manju, and then I'm joining you, and I am doing this. It was like incredible the way things were moving. Initially, I thought it was just a fluke. Okay, I put up, somebody responded. But then throughout the day, I think it really picked up pace in hundreds. I think there were about 118 shares in 24 hours. And then a local newspaper picked up that trend and wrote in the newspaper saying that a journalist from Hyderabad has started this. And soon after that, a couple of media houses covered it more like, okay, somebody from Hyderabad is taking on this really big challenge. And before you know, the media was covering, people were checking out my Facebook page, and they were actually donating rice and clicking pictures and sending it to me. So it just picked pace like that. I must say, maybe it was a great time. I don't know if I can replicate that if I had done it another time, Hina. But at that point of time, it really picked pace so much that media covered it. And another beautiful thing happened during that time.
Okay.
I think about a week around that time, there is a college in Karimnagar, Adarsha Degree College. This college actually saw my initiative in the TV and said that for their foundation day, instead of doing a regular dance, drama and all, they decided to get 1 kg of rice. The 2,200 students decided to get 1 kg of rice, and they donated. Before, in about 3 days, they actually garnered around 2,500 kgs of rice and distributed to about 25 slum dwellers. And then they said, they actually went on record in an interview saying, "Memo Manjakka interview chusamo," which means in Telugu that they have seen my interview. They saw what I spoke about the initiative, and they actually did that. And they tagged a few more colleges. So more colleges came. Colleges kind of initiated corporates to join in. And before we knew, I think in about I would say in about a month, around 30,000 kgs of groceries were distributed, not just in Hyderabad, but across India. In fact, some NRIs also did it in Bahrain and Singapore and, UAE for the poor migrant labor from India. So that's how
really,
it was.
I can actually feel how much of happiness you have
Yeah.
spread
Yes.
just by a simple thought. So you have
Yes. Yes.
sown the seeds just at the right time, and I would
Yeah.
say, what a coincidence, August it was. So
Yes.
Independence Day was actually celebrated.
It was my mom's birthday. In fact, August 22nd, I think I put up that post in the evening, and it happens to be my mom's birthday.
So the wishes had spread.
Yes, yes. And that was also the time that, the Bahubali director, S.S. Rajamouli, now he's
Mm-hmm.
one of the most popular directors. So his Facebook page had, of course, lakhs of followers. And surprisingly, my story and my post was retweeted, reshared by him in his Facebook page. You imagine that when somebody, a celebrity with so much of credibility, shares something like yours, you can imagine the kind of impact it has. And that was also the time when director Mahesh Bhattji, Bollywood director Mahesh Bhattji, was staying in Hyderabad. He was staying in the Taj Palaknuma Palace, and the general manager of Taj Palaknuma had seen the kind of traction that Rice Bucket Challenge was picking up, and he said, "Hey Manju, we really love what you do. We want to distribute biryani to some poor people. Normally poor people may not be able to afford biryani on a regular basis. So they wanted to give them a special kind of a gift to them. I think it was their anniversary or whatever. I'm not so sure. So Mahesh Bhattji was actually there, and they discussed and they did a small quick program in Hyderabad near Banjara Hills. I was also part of that. And what happened then was Mahesh Bhattji posted this in his Twitter account, and he tagged Karan Johar, Bollywood director.
That's wonderful. See how
Yes,
it's a chain reaction. Like
Ji.
the
Yes,
goodness spreads
yes,
eventually.
yes, yes. So that's how Karan Johar he also sent across dal and rice and wheat to some orphanage, and then he tagged I think Farah Khan. She's a Bollywood director and choreographer, and it just picked up so much pace that my story about who I am, what did I do, how did we generate 30,000 kgs of groceries in such a short period. It got covered in international media. I mean, Time Magazine, Huffington Post, Independent, you name it, including Oprah Winfrey Magazine. I was completely,
Congratulations and thank
thank
you even for thinking and going ahead with what you thought as a dream. And dreams do
thank
come true.
thank you so much. But again, I can take only a small percentage of that because the entire initiative has been driven by the common man. I always
Absolutely.
call it the Aam Aadmi initiative because regular people, okay, celebrities did add their magic to it by kind of giving it a shout out. But regular people, the best thing, Hina, was that I found youngsters who were not even earning. They would message me on Facebook and say, Akka, we want to be part of this. We want to give 1 kg of rice. 1 kg of rice costs around 42 to 45 rupees.
Right.
And it was so inspiring. Whenever I went to colleges or schools, I would always start my speech saying that one cup of coffee in a coffee day or a Starbucks kind of a place is around 185 rupees today. But 1 kg of rice is barely 40 to 45 rupees. And 1 kg of rice can feed a family of four for 3 days. So now you imagine the impact. And that would always get me some results. At the end of the day, at the end of the speech, I would have 10 volunteers coming to say, ma'am, we want to do this. In fact, I wouldn't even say give it to this person or give it to my initiative. I would say just enjoy
True.
the gift of sharing. Yeah, you can give it
True.
to maybe an old person in your locality. Give it to a pregnant woman who's not able to afford nutritious food, and doesn't have to be rice. Rice or a bucket is just a symbolism of donation. You can give a bag of rice. You can give a fistful of rice. You can give wheat. You can give roti. But the concept is
So,
give.
yeah, so tell me, ma'am, like in this journey, did you have any low moments or any challenges that you faced? And if so, how did you cope?
Yes, definitely. I would say that among the low points was where people said kind of they kind of criticized it, saying that, oh, what's the big deal, in the Indian culture, if you give it with your left hand, your right hand shouldn't know. दाएं हाथ से जो देते
True.
हैं वो बाएं
Yeah.
हाथ को पता नहीं. And who is this woman who's doing so much of publicity? Oh, so you give 1 kg of rice means you'll get you can post your photograph, what kind of this, people are doing it for publicity and all. But I think this is the time, Hina, when the word conviction comes to play. What is conviction? It means that you believe in a concept or a thought so strongly, even if there is so much of opposition around you. I am like, no problem. You can give a kg of rice just to get a photograph. I don't care, as long as that is feeding a poor person. Then there were people who criticized me saying that, oh, but if you're doing, people will get used to getting free rice. No, that's not true. We are not supplying rice forever. It's not like every day we are giving. Maybe as a stopgap. In fact, Rice Bucket Challenge along with Robin Hood Army, we actually did a special initiative for farmers who committed suicide and their families were in the lurch between the time. So you know what happens, Hina, when farmers commit suicide, they don't get any insurance, they don't get any help, right? Because
Right.
the insurance doesn't come. So these
Absolutely.
people are just left in the lurch. So we were like, if not anything, you are the one who's giving us rice. Let us help you. So we would go to the districts, the Mofussil areas like Jangam and Warangal. We would collect rice, buy it locally because we didn't want to spend much money transporting rice from Hyderabad to Jangam and spend 5,000 rupees in the transport. We were being very smart and extremely prudent in what we did. We used to collect here, put up a social link, collect the money, go locally, buy locally, and give it to people over there. We would give it at a bus station so that these people would come from their villages. They would pick up the rice and they would get into the bus and go.
That's very thoughtful. How
Thank you. Yeah.
to, yeah, because these are very small things, but
Hmm.
very powerful.
Yes, and also coordinating these things were difficult. It's not like you can call somebody and say, "अच्छा वहाँ पे आ जाओ हम लोग आपको दे रहे, we are giving you groceries." It's not like that. We coordinated with some grassroots organizations like Raitu Swarajya Vedika, and we made sure that the people who we were giving were actually verified by this organization. They were not fake. They were really genuine. And these people came. The women came with two tiny children, maybe their frail mother, and they were so happy to receive, a bag full of rice. It means that for 2 months they don't have to worry about food. Later on, of course, we did add a few more things like we added a dal, we added onions, we added oil because
Right.
you do want them to have something. So we did initiatives like that. Maybe for Independence Day or Republic Day or one of those days. So whenever somebody would ask whether it's orphanages, whether it's old age homes, there are sometimes, and the most important work we did, Hina, was during the lockdown. The 2 years of 2020 and 2021. Those were the times I think Rice Bucket Challenge really made a difference. We raised around 21 lakh worth groceries and we distributed to close to 88 to 90 points in and around Hyderabad, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh. We also gave it to Bangalore. We gave it to some place in Indore. And then we also gave around 30,000 worth groceries to the Mumbai Dabbawalas because they were out of jobs because of lockdown.
Right. And it's like, at that
Yeah.
time, it was so valuable.
Yes, yes. And most important thing is that we don't spend money on advertisements. We don't spend money on monthly fees, inviting them for nothing. We are, we just, I tie up with another, online payment gateway called Donate Card, which is basically into sourcing out things for NGOs. So we put up a link. People click on the link and you decide how much money you want to donate, whether we have it from 50 rupees to 50,000 rupees. You can decide whether you want to give rice, you want to give salt, you want to give dal, oil, and and then maybe about 10 days ke baad we would have had 5,000 kgs of rice and maybe 800 kgs of dal and blah and blah. And then once we started it, we started getting requests from people. In fact, Rice Bucket Challenge has been a part of the Telangana Hunger Hotline, which means people could reach out to us saying that we don't have food to eat. So I got calls from strange places in Nallaganda. These were like Biharis who were stranded at a construction site. I don't know how they got their number. They would call me, and sometimes they couldn't even send us their full address. You
Correct.
know,
I
so
mean, that is work to
ah,
see
yeah,
all this through. As you have said, it needs a lot of coordination
yes,
and, of course, making sure also that it reaches to genuine needy
Yes.
people.
Yes. So what I used to do was, I used to coordinate with Robin Hood Army. So Robin Hood Army doesn't collect money. They are just physically present to do any help for you. So whenever I would get a request from it, yes, I mean there are also fake requests, right? If you get 20 requests for food, it's quite possible that one or two are fake. So it's my job to ensure that it goes to the right person, because it's public money that I'm dealing with. So I would ask somebody from Robin Hood Army team, and they would have passes during the lockdown to actually go and say, so this XYZ person who says he's from Bihar and he's stranded at a construction site in Nalaganda, he told me that there are 30 people. Now, this person from Robin Hood Army had to go personally, take a head count. Are there 30 people? Why aren't they not getting the supplies? Did they not have the owner? So ये सब पता करके then they would confirm saying that no, we have verified, this is genuine. And then I would ask my delivery partner, donate part, to deliver those many. Okay, 30 people here, so they might need about 150 kgs so that it lasts for so many days. We would send an entire grocery kit to them directly to their place. This would go by a auto rickshaw or a van, and it would get delivered. And people there would send us photos, videos, or do a Insta, sorry, uh, you know, do a
Yeah,
video
any
call on
right,
WhatsApp.
correct.
Yeah, so that we could have, like, if they said they have given it to 30 people, I would say I want all the pictures of 30 people. If you say that you gave it to 50 people, you can't come back and say, only 45 pictures are there, right? So uh, we've
Fair
done
enough.
all the.
Because, yes, and it's like also engaging, and it's it
Yeah.
is somewhere down the line a very respectful thing to give
Mhm.
back the dignity, at least in those tough times.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's a
Yes.
beautiful venture. And
Thank you.
what is your message to the youth, especially, of course, the youth, as you have already shared, they have come up, and it was really overwhelming and heartwarming
Yeah.
to see their
Yeah.
contributions. But
Uh,
besides
uh,
this, what?
Yeah. So my message would be that we always tend to think that we need to be very rich to be able to do something, or that making a difference or finding a purpose. These are all very big philosophical terms. But my concept, Hina, is that even if you have a simple WhatsApp number and you can put up a WhatsApp status, you can actually make a difference through your skills, through your contacts, through your network. Maybe you may not be into a charity like me, but everybody has some or the other talent. And you can always use, I mean, we are a connected world now. So there is nothing that you can't do to make a difference. I would say that if you are somebody who's good in English, you could probably teach somebody through WhatsApp, give them a 1 hour class which could help them crack an interview. So we presume that we should be retired, our children should be settled, we should have 10 lakhs in the bank and 25 lakhs FD to be able to do. I'm saying no. If we are alive and we are breathing, we should be able to do anything and make a difference to the society. Everybody should give this a shot.
I would request all the listeners to please make a note of what ma'am has shared. And ma'am, if they want to connect with you or contact you, how should they do so? If you could share any social
Yes.
media link or any number or something.
Yes. So I've had problems when I had shared my mobile number or WhatsApp, because there would be just a lot of calls which weren't related to the work I was doing. But everybody is free to contact me on Facebook. My ID is Manju Latha Kalanidhi. It's a verified handle. So you'll be able to find it. Otherwise, it's facebook.com/Manju Kalanidhi 2014. You can also find the Rice Bucket Challenge page, which is also a verified page. There could be more pages which replicate us, but ours is a verified page. Please follow that. Then we are available on Instagram. It's called Rice Bucket Challenge Original. And I am also on Instagram. It's Manju Kalanidhi. Again, a verified handle. I'm on Twitter. It's M Kalanidhi. And our initiative is called at Bucket of Rice on Twitter. I'm also available on LinkedIn. And my email ID is Manju Kalanidhi, one word, MANJU KALANIDHI @gmail.com. And these are the various ways to connect. And I check every message that comes to me. Please don't say hello, hi, and leave it. Just say hello, hi, I'm so and so. I listen to this. This is what I want to do. How do I be part of it? And also, Hina, I want to tell people that they can do two things. One, they can also let us know of people who are genuinely in need of grocery kits. We would love to find out and help them. It could be an orphanage, an old age home, destitute home, somebody who's lost a job, or whatever it is. Two, they can donate to us. Maybe it's their birthday, maybe it's their anniversary, whatever it is. If they anything from rupees 45 to whatever else, they will be happy to take, because we always believe that it fills somebody's stomach. So feel free to be part of our challenge.
I'm sure they will connect with you, and thank you for showing such a simple way as a guideline to help and give back to the society. It is important because, as you said,
Thank you.
yes, the big
Yeah.
notion, those philosophical words, and all, the big bag balance, and that means life. Life is much beyond that.
Right. Thank you so much, Hina ji. I know that you have been interviewing many more NGOs like us, which is, I mean, you are giving us a leverage to speak what we do through you. And that is also an incredible help for NGOs, especially since we don't, do paid advertisements or anything. So, a forum like yours, a podcast like yours is absolutely, you are part of our challenge now. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you for choosing me for being part of this.
I'm really honored to have you as my guest. So much to learn from each guest, and it's always like I am becoming more richer. Thank you for making me rich.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Pleasure.
And
Good day.
I would actually just say that may Almighty bless you and every individual who is a part of this initiative and the challenge that you have spread and made viral. And because, you're respecting life and humanity at large. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much. Bye. Good day.
Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
This is Mrs. Manju Latha Kalanidhi with her social initiative, Rice Bucket Challenge, the seeds of which were sown at a very young age. It had been lying dormant since 90s only to sprout with the concept of why waste water when we can donate rice? And thus, her sweet legacy of doing good for others brewed and became viral. The hashtag Rice Bucket Challenge picked up momentum and started connecting with like minded people who embraced the challenge with same vigor and enthusiasm. Mrs. Manju shared that it was indeed inspirational to see schools and the youth, especially the young students, who came forward and joined the mission. People from all walks of life and those living in India and abroad started adopting this initiative in their own space. Listening to Ma'am, I can confidently say that the conviction of an idea, despite of all the hurdles, can become contagious and goodness needs no boundaries. Her vision is to be able to help any genuine needy person across India with a grocery kit within 24 hours of receiving the call for help. So, let us unite and through our connection spread the great challenge and simultaneously accept the challenge ourselves. Do connect with Ma'am on all the social media links she had shared. And you can find the same on Just Talk Therapy. That is a Facebook page. It has all the details. On that note, I take my leave. Next week, same day and same time. Hope to connect with you with our next inspirational guest and their story. Till then, take care and be safe. Bye.